Hello guys, you're welcome back once more. So guys, in this particular video I'm going to show you exactly how to go about the cutting of this trendy style, a very deep v neckline with a princess cut. So if you're interested in something like this, don't forget to stick with me to the end of the video. Remember to stick with me to the end of the video. If you have not hit the subscribe button before on my channel, please don't forget to do so and turn on your notification bell for more updates. And as well, check me up every Mondays for new tutorials, guys. Every Mondays there is always a new tutorial, a new video you can learn something from. Let's move into the video. So I have my fabric here that I'm going to be using for this. This is a beautiful Ankara fabric and I'm going to be mixing it with this one. So I'm going to be using this particular one here as the upside for the front part of this beautiful dress. Okay, so I'm just going to use it to cut the front side. So the other fabric we go for the rest of the side. So I'm getting my top line, guys. Remember to always get your top line, or you can decide not to. This is an Ankara fabric, but just make sure that you are not confused at the end. So I'm going to go for my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 8.5. So my shoulder measurement divided by 2 is 8 inch. I added 0.5, making it 8.5 because I'm cutting on a freehand. So I'm coming down by 9 inch. Actually, I came down by 9 inch. That's what I wanted to say. So because I want this particular armhole to be a bit wide, it's not going to be just the normal regular armhole, because you know this, I'm going to be wearing this with other clothes inside. So you know how the style is. So guys, I've gotten my bust point, I've gotten my hip line, and that is my hip line is what I'm getting right now. So go ahead and just get yours like that. Get your chest line, get your hip line, get your bust point, get your waistline, and get your chest line. Okay, so connect it together, then we'll proceed with that. So I'm connecting this now. I'm going to be rolling it out properly so that you will see now that is the chest line proper. Okay, so I need to remeasure this to make sure that there was no error. So guys, I'm through with this part. I'm going to come in here by 1 inch to shaping this. Okay, I always talk about shaping it, your armhole. That is exactly how I do it. So you can come in at the midway. That's just the midway on the armhole line. Okay, you come in by 1 inch and just shaping it to have a nice look. So right now I'm getting my nipple measurement divided by 2, that is 3.5. In other words, your bust palm divided by 2. So from there I'm moving out to 1 inch. That is what I'm going to be using to do my dart. So my dart is going to be 1 inch. Nipple measurement divided by 2 is going to give me my dart leg, and from there comes my dart. So from this point I'm going to move up just 1 inch above. That 1 inch above I'm moving is where my V is going to stop. So it's very necessary for you to decide how you want your V to be. Where do you want it to stop? How do you want it to get to your waist point exactly, or do you want it to have, but I want it to just have a little space between my waist and my other part. Okay, so that 1 inch is going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and connect my darts now. So this is a princess cut dart, but it's not going to be with a tight name, so it's just plain princess dart. So on this particular point now, I'm going to come down by 1 inch on the both darts. Okay, on the both dart legs. Then I'm going to connect it. I'm going to be connecting it to my armhole. Please guys, I did not use a particular before I do that, first of all I'm going to get my shoulder slant, which is 1 inch. Then I'm going to go ahead and connect it. Please take note, I didn't use an actual, just any I didn't divide anything to get this princess cut. I just used my mind and just, you know, connected it to meet each other from a particular point of view on the armhole. So you can equally you can decide that you want yours to be the cut to be a bit closer to your chest line, anyhow you want yours. But you can see how I did mine. I didn't measure anything to place the French curve. I just went ahead to just cuff it to the armhole. I hope you understand exactly what I'm saying, guys. So after I'm done with that, I'm going to make sure that I curve this properly so that it would just be a neat curve. It will not be looking straight kind of. So it's just going to have a nice curve. You are going to understand this better when I cut the other parts. So now for my neckline, I'm going to come in by 4 inch. I wanted to do it 3.5, but I'm just going to make it 4 inch so that it will have some wideness and some free, some it will not be too. So now I'm going to go ahead and rule my V line. So from this particular point now, only me know how I want my V. So if I want the V to be very wide, to have a wide V, I want mine to look like the way the particular picture I'm using. So it's going to be just a deep straight V. So if you see how I place my French curve, so depending on how you want yours, you can want yours to have that school V kind of look. You want it to have the wideness V. So just do it, do whatever you want to do, how you want to do it. So but mine is going to be just a normal straight deep V. So you can see now I've placed a longer ruler to connect it, and that is just what I'm doing. So guys, I've done that. The next thing I'm going to go ahead to do now is I'm going to be replacing this 1 inch. After I place my measurements, I'm going to be replacing the 1 inch to them. So on my waist and on my bust line, on my bust, I'm going to be replacing the 1 inch. Okay, so I'm also going to replace it on my chest line. So after I'm through with that, I'll connect this properly. Then I'm going to be moving out. I'm adding my seam. Okay, I'm adding my seam allowance. My seam allowance, this is just 1.5. That is what I'm adding. So add my seam allowance, and then on this particular part of my armhole, I'm just moving out by 1 inch a little. That is to be able to get to balance up the darts which I've done on the upper part. So you can see how I did this. I just moved that by 1 inch from that point. Then I went ahead to I'm going to use a more brighter chalk for you to see this clearly. I hope you understand exactly what I did. Okay, so please, feel free to ask questions in case you don't understand. Just feel free to ask questions on the comments. Ask questions so that I will be able to explain better. Then I'll go ahead now and connect my shoulder slant, and that is all for this front part, guys. Very easy. I finished cutting it, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this part out. Let me connect this particular one first of all. I'm going to connect it. So I'm going to cut it out. Then I'm going to use whatever is it I have here on this front to cut the back side before finalizing the cutting. So I'm going to be adding this particular seam, that is seam allowance on the down part. That is I'm adding just like 1 inch or 1.2 or 1.3. It's necessary to add it like that because sometimes I noticed that after you finish sewing your shoulder and you didn't add any, there is no inch on the shoulder. At the end of the day, you realize that your full front length, sorry, your half cuts might end up being smaller, like might end up being smaller than 16 inch. So guys, after cutting it, this is how I just cut it. Then I placed it on the back side and I give my zip allowance and I cut it out. Guys, can you see at this particular juncture, if you want to apply this particular V on your back side too, the way I place my ruler is how you're going to place yours. So you're going to place it to meet at the point of the zip allowance. So that is how you're going to place yours. Okay, so that when you stitch it, everything will just balance. So now I'm going to go ahead and trim this particular part out, but remember, though I showed you that part, but I'm not going to be using it like that. I want mine to have a normal fitted back, so that is how I want mine to look. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead to cut out my back curve. Okay, so this is how it's going to be. I've been able to cut out a curve. You can see how lovely it looks. I'm going to notch the zip part. I'm going to notch the zip so that I will be able to it to indicate my zip anytime I come to the back. So Guys, basically this is all for the back, but I'm going to be bringing out my dart on the back as well. It's not difficult. From what I have on the front side, I'm just going to go ahead now and pin this particular part in. So I'm going to take my pins. I'm just going to make a deep pin on this particular point here. It's necessary to do it here because this is the meeting point. So I'm going to chalk it out on the other side. Then I will go ahead and notch these parts in a deep way so that it will reflect on the back as well. So make sure that whatever you're notching here is going to reflect on the back. So I notched it on at the downside and equally on the armhole side. So I'm going to go ahead now and remove the pins. So I'll remove all the pins. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for more updates. And like I always say, check me up every Mondays for new tutorials. You can learn how to make new styles from here. You can learn how to make a style you have been desiring for a long time. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just checking out what I've notched. Then I'll go ahead from that point I've made. I'll connect this like this. Then I'll use my hand and just curve it to meet this other point here. So can you see that this is not hard at all? So that is just what I did. I'm going to use my other chalk that is more brighter to make this to look more bold so that you see it. This other chalk that is more brighter, it can be too bold. That's why I don't usually like using it. Okay, it's too bold. I don't even know how I got this chalk, or someone dashed me or something. I don't know, but the truth is it's very sharp, but then it's too bold. So can you see how it looks? So after you finish this, how it's going to look. So you go ahead and do it on the other side, and this is just how it looks. So you can get it on the other side using the same method of pinning it, you know, on that bust point. So guys, that is it for the front side. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut out this my V, and you can see how lovely it's looked already. Okay, it's looking really attractive, and I'm sure you like this. So it's beautiful, and I can't wait to start sewing this beautiful style already. I just can't wait. So this particular style, you can rock it to your place of work, you can rock it to church, you can rock it to anywhere. You can make it with crepe fabric or any kind of fabric of your choice. So can you see how it looks? When I finish sewing it, this is how it's going to be looking, and it's going to be really beautiful, guys. I can rock it with my black top or white top or whatever I want to rock it. So for the down part, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get my waist. Now for the down, I'm going to be sewing a fitted down, but it's not going to be long, it's going to be 3/4. So that is what I want to make for my down. So I've got my waist, my hip line, that is 8 inch from my waist point. Then that's what I'm going to use as my hip line. Apply my hip measurement and then seam allowance. So I just want this to be a fitted down. I don't want it to be flare, but you can cut yours to be flare, you can cut it to be A-line, whatever you want to cut on the down part. Go ahead and cut, guys. Just get creative. So now I'm getting the length. That is the length of how long the down is going to be. So I'll go ahead now and connect this like this, connecting it on both sides. Guys, please don't forget to like this video, like, comment and share so that other people can equally see it and they can equally appreciate my work. So please, one of the ways you support me is by liking, comment and share, and equally to hit the subscribe button and turn on notification bell for more updates, checking me up, because the next video coming up is going to be the stitching of this beautiful cutting here. I know you can't wait to see the final work. So guys, I'm applying exactly what I have on the hip on that particular hemline. So I'm going to go ahead now and connect it. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take out just 1 inch from the initial measurement I have on the hip. I'm going to take out 1 inch, then I'm going to curve it like this. Okay, you can see the way I place my French curve, then I'll equally curve it back like this. But guys, take note, if you don't know how to make use of the French curve, you can use your ruler, you can use your hand, however you want to do it, but just make sure you get a nice curve. Okay, so guys, now I'm going to go ahead now and cut this out. Okay, I'm through with the front side and I'm cutting, guys. I'm sure you are enjoying this video the way I'm enjoying cutting this. Like I always say, if you know you are enjoying cutting this, please support me so that you can always see more. So I've already finished cutting the front too, and I placed it on the back, and you can see the back. All I did was to add my zip allowance, and as I'm cutting, I'm going to be adding 1 inch on the side. I'm going to use as my dart allowance. So there is no other big work I'm going to do here, guys. Please take note, I'm not going to be using the lining to sew this. I'm going to be sewing it plainly, just like this, okay, because I don't want this clothes to come out heavy. I don't want this I don't want it to come out heavy, to come out having that heavy look, and I don't want something that when I wear another stuff inside, it will now come out too heavy on me. So I don't want it to come out heavy. So this is exactly how it looks, beautiful, and I'm sure you like this, guys. So that is just it. Now for the front side, you can see how lovely it's looking. I'm going to go ahead and get a facing for this front, but before I do that, I'm going to be dividing this particular my dart into 2, because that is how I'm going to be stitching it. So I'm just going to get a facing on the center front side. So I'll go ahead and cut it into 2. So if you look very well, you see that I've already applied the division with the chalk. So this is how it appears. So when I finish with that, I will take this now and I'll place it on a very nice fabric like this, placing it very well. Remember that this is still on fold, so I place it like this, and I'm going to get my facing for it. So once it's well placed like this, I'll cut it. So guys, I've talked so much already, and I've been talking and talking. I hope you enjoyed this video, because I myself, like I will always say, I really did enjoy it. So please remember to check me up on Monday. I'm going to definitely have a new tutorial on Monday. You don't want to miss out those tutorials. Please check me up, guys. Check me up. Just always remember, Sewing by Love It is the name. Sewing by Love It. Sewing by Love It. Check me up every Mondays. I have new tutorials and new styles, and you're going to definitely like them. I know you're going to like them, okay? You are definitely going to like them. Please and hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell for more updates. So guys, this is how it's going to look after I finish cutting the lacing and when I start stitching. Sorry, after I finish cutting the facing. So at this particular juncture, guys, our video is coming to an end, and I'm sure you'll enjoy this tutorial. So you want to see the stitching part of this, remember to check up my next video. Remember to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell for more updates. All right, bye.